Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning market report. We've got some mixed data coming in this morning on the economics. Looking at the hourly here right now, we do have some mixed market moves right now. We got Chainlink up 5%. It's right behind my head. You can't see it, but I'll show it to you in a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of mixed market there. Look at the daily, though. That's the daily. Look at the hourly. We're starting to get a turnaround here. Some more green coming back in. We're going to be looking at all of that, what that means for the market. That GDP data coming in this morning, along with ADP employment change, guys, right there above my head. That's the data that we got in today, previous versus what actually came in. And we're going to look at what it was expected to be versus what we got. I think we're going to get a small little pullback today. I don't think it's going to be anything major. I don't think we got a crash coming, but short term today, I might be a little bit bearish. Maybe in the afternoon, I'll flip it back to bullish. We'll have to wait and see. And then also, guys, looking at the chart here, at the Bitcoin chart, we did ping perfectly at the top level of my trade box there. Exactly as predicted. So we're getting a little rejection off of that. I'm going to be watching all those levels. We're going to go over them with you. We're going to go through the charts. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about this economic data. We're going to get you guys some knowledge because knowledge is profit. Let's get it, guys. Class is in session. And good morning, everyone. Yep, I got the Piper Bear up there. We might switch him to the bull. We'll have to see how the market, if I feel like I'm looking at the charts and I go, you know what? We've got good support here. This is where I'm going in. We'll take that run on it. But for now, I got a cup of coffee, and that's all I really need. So take in the coffee. Watch the charts. That's the morning. What's up to Crux of Crypto in the chat? We got Darren Does Things in here, Harp in here, Falco, Alexander G, best mod in the business. Shout out to you. Username is in here. We got French Toaster. Did I say his name? I don't know if I did, but we got the Billy Goat Tales, Crypto Billy 111 in the house. What's up, Goat? Who else? We got Buck in here. Said good morning. Let's get it. And Buck's sitting right there in the studio still. He moved in. He bought a TV. He mounted it on the wall, bought a dresser, and he's not leaving my house. Send help immediately. Eric Wallace, shout out to you, man. Trent Brock in here. Max H. Massey33 in the house with us today. And who else? Ninja Glock. Got Ninja Glock in here. So if you guys are just joining, welcome to the Morning Market Report. Make sure you guys smash that like button and hit that notification bell. Welcome to the Piper Academy, where we teach you everything that you could possibly know. Shout out to Moho. He just dropped in. But, big shout out to who? My co-host. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's the OC guy. What's up, bro?
Not much. He was like, hey, send help. Everything is good, but send help, right?
Everything is okay. Send help. No. He's been great, man. It's been great having him here. We got my helium miner up and running here, so we're good. We're good. I'm shooting a signal right over into Juarez, Mexico. So tell your peeps down there to use my network. There you go. OC, we got some economic data this morning. Caused a little bit of a market pullback, but nowhere near like I thought it might if we had bad GDP data. So I'm going to go into the news. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about some articles. I do have some interesting headlines to go over today. October jobs report could push rates much higher. So those rates that you thought were going to be coming down to make all your loans cheaper, not necessarily a thing. So we're going to be talking about that. We got the U.S. economy grows by a solid 2.8% in the third quarter. That's that economic data. We'll go over that first. And then Bitcoin. The stars are aligning for a six-figure Bitcoin and beyond. Shout out to OC's $500,000 Bitcoin call, just saying. And then lastly, guys, we do have one article that we're going to go over here. Bitcoin life insurance. So if that intrigues you, stick around till the end of the show. We're going to talk about that news article. Let's go ahead and jump over to the news, though, and let's get into all of that data that you guys need to know about, because we did get some economic reports that came in. So let's jump over there. OC, we'll be right back with you. Guys, let's get into the news and let's talk about this. Did I need to adjust? Nope, we're good right there. Okay. Looking at the fear and greed index, we're currently at 58 greed right now. Yesterday, we were at 60. Last week at 62. Remember, though, a year ago, we were in extreme fear. It's 25. Market cap on Bitcoin sitting at 2.5 $2 trillion, up a little bit less than 1% there. But that volume, we're seeing some green volume. So a little bit of movement on the market cap, very little movement on the volume, both in the green. This is healthy. This means it's just a slowdown. I think a lot of uncertainty right now in the economic data is causing people to just kind of take pause and take notice, watching to see how things come in to play on the market here. Let's jump into those crypto bubbles that we just talked about, guys. Looking at a sea pushing off the side over there as I resize. There we go. On the hourly, a little bit of green on here, quite a bit of green actually, but some things are still in the red. The daily, we're starting to make a recovery on some of the items, like Link is up 4.7%. Maker up 7.8%. If you guys don't know, Maker just did a whole rebranding thing. They're coming out bigger and stronger, swinging for the stars. So we might actually see some good movement coming in off of Maker this cycle. Just something to keep an eye on. OC guy gifted one Piper Academy membership, and that Piper Academy membership went to Franco. So shout out to you. Welcome to the alumni and OC. OC, quit spending your money, man. But I'm sure the people appreciate it. Shout out to the alumni. I love all of you guys, man.
Yeah, that's my alumni. You know what I mean?
Let's go down and take a look at the price action here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently at 71,670, up 0.51% on the daily, still down on the past hour about 0.4%. It was up about 1% until this last hour happened. Ethereum is at 2680. We've got BNB at 595, down on the daily and the hourly. Solana down on the daily and the hourly, 2.7% for that daily downside, sitting at 174.73 there. Of course, on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the hourly, XRP sitting at 52 cents still, not doing anything. It's a stable coin at this point. We do have Dogecoin. It hit the top of the golden pocket that we talked about yesterday on the show. So if you guys were there when we were discussing that, you would have known that that was the target that I was watching for on Bitcoin or on Dogecoin. Hit it pretty good. Still up 0.73% here on the daily, and Doge continuing to make moves. Going to be looking at that one today also. Don't let me forget. Tron's up on the hourly, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. It's not doing too bad. It's at number 9 right now. Toncoin down on the daily. What else we got here? Avalanche not doing well, down across the board. Chainlink, though, up 4.8% on the daily, guys, sitting at $12.02 right now, moving up a position to number 14 from that number 15 spot, taking Bitcoin Cash's spot and pushing it down as it has a daily intake of negative 3.4% there. And then lastly, let's round it out. We got Sui at the 18, Litecoin down on the daily on the 19, and number 20 is DAI. That is a stable coin. Nothing big there. Near Protocol losing that spot to the stable token. So where is Caspa? Has anyone seen Caspa? Oh, there's Caspa, down 2 more spots to number 32, down 5.9%. We're at 10.7 cents. Guys, I told you, 10 cents is the target that I'm watching for on Caspa. We'll see if it falls down there. Any big movers in here besides Chainlink? It looks like Hex, garbage. Don't even touch it. Can't even buy it. It's Hex. It's freaking Richard Hart's project, and it's garbage. I would buy Bitcoin before I would buy Hex. There you go. I don't know if you guys saw, but Bitcoin has some issues. Ben Armstrong and the Duchess of DeFi have shut down their Telegram and their Discord. Like, it's gone. Like, yeah, the total rug pull. Garbage in, garbage out. Maker, though, guys, I was telling you, Maker up 5 spots to number 70, making a rebound, sitting up 8.1% on the daily. So, yeah, you guys need to keep an eye on Maker. There's some big news, and I'll find that article when we're in the charts. Let's jump up to the economic data, guys. Talk about that. ADP employment came out this morning, guys. If you guys don't know what that is, let's go in and we'll talk about it. Private businesses in the United States added 233,000 jobs to their payrolls, workers to their payrolls in October 2024. It's the most since July of 2023. Following that upwardly revised 159,000 rise in September and much higher than the forecast of 115,000. The service producing sector added 211,000 jobs, so service producing filled. Education and health added 53,000. Trade and transportation and utilities, 51,000. Leisure and hospitality, 37,000. Professional businesses, 31,000. Information, 7K. Meanwhile, goods producing sector, that is producing goods that get sold, added 22,000 jobs, of which 37,000 were in construction and 4K in natural resource mining. Manufacturing lost 19,000 jobs. So maybe that whole tariff thing and me moving manufacturing back to the United States is the answer, because manufacturing doing kind of weak. Here's the numbers, guys. By the book. The number was revised. That's what that R is there, to 159,000 previously. Consensus was that it coming in at 115K. Forecasted to be 129,000 jobs, came in 233. It's another one of those situations where those job numbers just don't quite look right. And we were even watching CNBC this morning when one of the people that's involved with these numbers said that there was something that was still on the books. I didn't hear exactly what she said, but one of these sectors were still on the books, even though they're not there. And she said, yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out when that gets revised. So she's even admitting that there's a revision coming for jobs that are on the books that are not actually in play right now. And that's the job numbers that I told you about in September that I said looked a little wonky. That's the numbers that she was talking about there. GDP, guys, we were expecting it to be 3 to 3.3. We came in under. So this is that mixed data. We got job numbers that were higher, but the GDP, that is the economy's valuation of the United States, economic valuation of the U.S., came in below expectations. However, it was still a growth of 2.8%. So it's positive GDP, which is a good thing, but missed the expectations that were cooked into the markets. So now we're just seeing a little reset in the markets play based on these numbers. And what that really means at the end of the day is that we might see a little pullback. That's what we talked about, but I'm not looking for a crash, because overall, the numbers are still good. And whether you believe the numbers or not, you still operate on the numbers, because that's what the investors have to go off of. So GDP price index quarter over quarter came in at 1.8%, again, missing expectation and forecast on that. So tomorrow, we're going to be watching this core PCE price index. This is the number one indicator that the Fed Reserve looks at when they talk about rate cuts, rate hikes, rate pauses. That's what we're going to be watching tomorrow. Right now, expected to be on a consensus higher. That would mean inflation, guys. That means things are getting more expensive. The 1% forecast would put us as neutral. And I'll just jump in here and show you exactly what it is. This PCE, core PCE price index, the Federal Reserve's preferred gauge to measure underlying inflation, that's what that is. They're going to be looking at this data to decide what does the center of the inflationary cost look like in reality. And so, yeah, that's going to be tomorrow, guys. We're also going to get personal income. So we'll see if people are making more. As of right now, looks like neutral to better than expected, or higher, I should say, 0.110%. But the personal spending also looking higher. And if people are spending more and their income is not matching it, that means you probably have more debt building up there. So we're going to be looking at that all tomorrow. And then Friday is going to be the big day, guys. This is our unemployment and non-farm payrolls. So lots and lots of data coming out tomorrow and Friday. Let's jump in here and talk about mortgage rates, because I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but all the markets opened up in the red today. NASDAQ, Dow, S&P. This morning, pre-market, the NASDAQ and the S&P were both sitting right about in the neutral. They were slightly green in neutral. They've all pulled back since there. Alex O, shout out to you, bro. I am here to financially advise. Thank you. We love that you're here to advise people. That's our resident financial advisor, Alex O Crypto. If you guys don't follow him, go check out his channel. Alexandra, can we get a link drop for that good man? I appreciate you much. Mod Queen in the house. All right, so let's talk about mortgage rates. The 10-year yield had a small pullback, still sitting at 4.2%. But Lunar Beach's Crypto just bought a house, and I told him it is very likely that you are going to be so glad you bought your house right now, because I see these rates continuing to go up despite 50 basis points. I told you when that happened, this is not going to affect it's not going to affect us. It's going to affect companies. It's going to make it easier for them to get money. It's going to make it easier for banks to get money. It's going to add liquidity to the corporate side. But for us, the consumer, the retail, the peons, the plebs, we're going to not see any of that rate cut in our expenses. We're going to see things get more expensive, actually. And it's all based on that 10-year treasury yield. I've explained this numerous times, but if you guys ever want to know, just drop into the Q&A in our Discord that we have for all of our members, all levels, every single Wednesday. It's going to be today. We'll talk about it there. But mortgage rates are skyrocketing. The average interest rate on a 30-year mortgage just jumped another 8 basis points yesterday alone. Home buyers can now expect an average interest rate of 7.23%, up sharply from the 6.7 seen just 1 month ago. Guys, this thing just continues to go up, and it's not going to get any better, in my opinion. I think we're just going to keep seeing these numbers rise and rise and rise. We'll talk about that one in a bit. OC, get the SMCI chart ready so we could talk about that in a little while. But guys, that thing getting crushed. What else we got? We got the economy. Yeah, the U.S. economy grows by a solid 2.8% in the third quarter. So even though we missed expectations, it was still bullish. That's what I was telling you guys. That's why I had this up here. It expanded at a healthy pace during the third quarter, keeping the fears of a downturn at bay while the Federal Reserve officials eye further interest rate cuts. I want to jump over and see what that chart looks like and see if we're seeing any changes to the likelihood of a rate cut. Rate pause. Right now, we're at a 5.3% chance of no rate change at all, and then a 94.7% chance that we see 25 basis points going on. This guy, by the way, November 7th, guys, 2 days after the elections there. So let's jump over here. The October jobs report. This is what's coming out on Friday. Could push rates even higher. So we just talked about those rates. Looking at those job numbers, looking at the mortgage rates and all that stuff, guys, that we're looking at it could go even higher off of the job reports. It's crucial due to its timing before the presidential election and its influence on the November FOMC rate cuts. Long-end treasury rates have surged due to better than expected economic data, including a strong September job report and a hotter than expected CPI report. A better than expected October jobs report would likely push long-end rates such as the 10-year treasury even higher, which means that these, like I'm telling you, LBC bought his house at the right time. He's going to be celebrating, I think, in about 6 months of how cheap he got his house. Michael Kramer manages Mott Capital, a long-only investor who focuses on macro themes and studies and trends and options activities to identify and assess entry and exit points. The October jobs report may have a bigger impact on the 10-year treasury rate than whether the Fed decides to cut or hold overnight rates. I don't think the Fed cutting rates is going to affect the 10-year treasury yield at all. I think we're just going to see things get more expensive for us. Congratulations. Buy more Bitcoin. That's what we get from that. And why should we buy more Bitcoin? Well, let's finish it up here from Seeking Alpha, guys. Bitcoin, the stars align for a 6-figure Bitcoin and beyond. Bitcoin has fulfilled the two conditions that signal massive moves toward new all-time highs in all past halving cycles. Our thesis suggests minimum Bitcoin headwind until April 2025, quarter one, 2025, Alex. So there you go. That's what we talk about. Then a gradual downward pressure through October 2025 before entering the bear market. We maintain our $100,000 base case price target while positioning for a potential $200,000 Bitcoin. Our current strategy involves tilting our Bitcoin portfolio into CleanSpark and Marathon, then look for opportunities to short put options when Bitcoin hits $100,000. So basically what they're talking about here is they're going to put their Bitcoin, they got their Bitcoin building. They're going to move it over into CleanSpark and Marathon. Those are mining companies. And then once they pump, they're going to look for puts. That means they're shorting on the Bitcoin miners. You call up a friend, you put down the phone, put options when Bitcoin hits before the 100,000 before April 2025. In our previous thesis, we identified two key observations that always accompany a Bitcoin bull run. Those things, a time variable that suggests Bitcoin's bull run towards all-time high occurs roughly 5 to 6 months after the halving event. For this cycle, that would fall between 27 September 2024 and September 17th, 2024. We already had that. We already had that window push in there of time. The second observation identified is a trend-following indicator used to track market cycles, known as the Kapok curve, and there's what that looks like, guys. We are at the top end of it right now, and if you look at the timeline that they're talking about moving outward, that would put it put it out there quite a ways into that first quarter. So that's what we're going to be watching there. First quarter, guys. That's what Alex O and I have talked about numerous times. I think we are pretty much good. We're going to come back to that when we talk about the charts. Let's jump back over here. OC. What do you think, man? $200,000 Bitcoin is what they're talking about by quarter one, and then a lot of sell pressure between April to October of next year. That would not be an extended cycle, in my opinion. And the real question is, do we see another 70% pullback on Bitcoin in this bear cycle with all of the institutional interest in Bitcoin? I'm thinking it's more like 40, 45%. What are your thoughts?
I just think that it's funny that every single step of the way ahead, we're getting closer to that half of $1 million Bitcoin, right? I mean, of
OC's
course, that
famous
was
$500,000 Bitcoin call. Yes.
yeah. But I mean, at this point, I still have high hopes that we're gonna have extended cycle. I do agree that that extended cycle might be broken for a fundamental analysis. I don't see it just now. I see approaching it, but just like a bus coming your way doesn't mean that you're gonna get a hit, right? At least we hope not. But I mean, answering straightforward your question, I think that exactly. I don't think that we're gonna have so much of a pullback that far back down because of not only institutional money, but also because of the flattening out of the cycle. So we've been seeing how we are moving now from a blow off top to a double top, and then not too much of a correction. Well, not too much of a correction, right? And I am expecting that the next movement it is progressive. So
Mhm.
it is progressive, but also not as bad as was before. And that's because now we have the institutional money that might be interesting of holding some levels at least, right?
Yeah.
I mean, going to be on their best interest, and I think they're going to be pushing it to hold those levels. But yeah.
So someone asked a question here in the Discord or in the chat here. They said, Alex O, how does a charity trust work and a living will? What are the distribution options for both, and how long or short can it be to vest the living will? Do you cover these kind of things in your stream? So I know a little bit about this, but I'm going to tell you where to get all of this info at under the gun with crypto bullets. So a charity trust, you set up this trust. It's a charity. When you take all of your money that you made, you donate it to the charity, your charity trust, tax free. You now have it in there. That charity trust is a tax free entity that pays you as the manager of the charity a monthly payment or quarterly payment, so on and so forth. You can put other beneficiaries, your kids, whatever. But because of the movement of moving it out of yours, like I donated this Bitcoin to a trust, and then that trust being a charity, it's a tax-free event, and then anything that it earns is all tax-free, but you still do have to pay your taxes on your paycheck, but you just take out residual amounts. And there's some other stuff to it. If you want to know more about it, right over there above OC's head, there's a little thing that says decrypted.tax. You can check out the link below. Talk to Ernest. He's a crypto lawyer and a crypto accountant, both. And he has all the knowledge. He's the one that explained all of this to me. No other side. Right there, OC. Yep. So you guys can learn all about that. Hit him up. You'll get 25% off if you do use the services. Plus, you'll get a free consultation. So if you call him up and go, I've got crypto, I'm looking at doing a charity trust. Can you explain how this works to me? Would you be able to manage this and put this together? And he will help you out. So go check out Ernest. Go see Ernest. Tell him that the Piper Academy sent you. But yeah, it's good info there. And it's a way to not pay any taxes. It's how institutions and rich people protect their money. They keep their money. They don't spend their money, man. So yeah, get smart on that stuff. Call Ernest. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Bitcoin chart, OC, and let's talk about that. But first, if you guys have not hit that like button and smashed the hell out of it, obliterated it, then you're failing me, and I need you guys to go smash that thing because it helps the algorithm. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and see where we are right now, guys. On the 4-hour chart, this is the level that I talked about yesterday. This white line running across. Let's change the color so it's not bleeding in with everything else. Let's go with light blue. Why not? No, that looks too much like my platinum pocket too. I can't do that one. Let's go with a yellow line. We'll go yellow. There we go. So this line, 71,984, was the line of support that I said we needed to keep an eye on. We did break through that this morning on the data, but you can see now we are pulling back up and creating that upward channel. Guys, when you see these, that typically means you're going to see some downside. When you see it come down like this and wick back up, that means you're probably going to see some upside, and that's going to be right back on our support line. Again, we do have this diagonal trend line down here that is running all the way back here. You can see a lot of plays of support and resistance on that too, and we almost tapped that perfectly like prom night. So looking at what we got here with that almost touch onto that line and then being back above our support at 71,984, it does look like we could have an upside movement and recovery coming today, and I'm down for that. Why? Because that is in line with what I'm seeing on the oscillator. Why I'm thinking that money flow is still good. Volume is still sitting in the green. We do have a small pullback here, but this little small pullback is actually allowing us to reset the oscillators and get back in line. Even if we just stay right here in this area, this would give us a chance to cool everything off on the 4 hours and give us that low start off reset on the oscillators for more upside movement. Let's go over here and check out the heat map, guys. We've almost cleaned out. We still have 73,900. That would be the top there of the previous cycle. I mean, of the all-time high in that ballpark. That is sitting right above us here on the heat map, and there's about $300 million worth of liquidity just sitting there. So that's what I'm watching for. And if you look at this, let me bring this in a little bit. There we go. Perfect. You'll see that we don't have a lot of liquidity sitting below us. It's all above us. So why not move that upwards on the chart and grab the higher liquidity as opposed to bring it down? I still think we're poised for a move to the upside before we see that pullback. OC, what are you seeing on your charts? Let's go ahead and get in on that and see what you're seeing on Bitcoin, and then we'll talk about SMCI real fast, and then we'll get into some altcoins and see where we are. We're at the top of the hour, guys. This is the morning market report. OC, what you got for us?
Absolutely. So funny enough, I still have the same line as you, and that's because I was looking at these other significant areas at the top, and it's not exactly
that's where mine
the same
came
line,
from.
but as you can see. Exactly, yes. And I'm looking at that as a possible retracement. Let's go to my spaghetti. So guys, bear with me here. It's going to be a little bit messy, but here we go. Remember that we were talking about this area for a bounce. It did bounce, but it went much more aggressively than before. So now what I'm going to be doing, just cleaning thing a little bit more in here. I'm going to leave my my top roof head right lancing here at this point just for posterity to see how they played out. But at this point we have a breakout. I was expecting a little bit more of a wrenching here, but it did not. It came up almost to my shorting area right here at 73,830. Not quite there. Hit it. Too bad. That would have been a great short to be taken. Nonetheless, we are retracing. We're retracing to my blue box. That blue box, what it was, what I was expecting to have some sort of rough reaction. We did for a little bit. I mean, if we go into the 50 minutes, we'll see that we had kind of like an up-ranging zone there. And that is right now acting as a resistance. Remember, it's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. What am I looking for? Retest. Well, then you'll see it much more cleanly if I just zoom out just for a little bit. So first area of retest is going to be right here, blue box. Next area of retest is going to be here at, let me just click it. And there we go, 69,644 for the immediate possible bouncing areas. Yesterday, we drew this flip of the ribbons, right? The first flip of the ribbon that I'm looking at, it is going to be, or let me just update it. Here we go. It was going to be at the convergence of the clouds. Seems like so far we are not flipping right there, but we have stopped folding at this point. So be a little patient, maybe one or two more candles will define the direction. The next area of the flip of the ribbon is going to be right here at the 0 line, and that's what I'm going to be planning to re-enter for long. There's also a chance that we do either a bull flag here or we do a pennant. That would not be nothing strange. Or even we could be making, and let me show you this pattern that we've been talking about for a long time when Bitcoin is going into a bull run. There we go. This one here like a double bull flag, right? That we have a little hump in here and then a U shape and then a continuation. So be aware on those possibilities. Although I strongly believe that we're gonna have a retracement, not as serious, and that is because of the money flow. Let me just bring on my settings here, and the money flow, despite come on, let's go all the way here. Despite we are into a retracement, we don't see much loss of it, right? So I just think that it just needs just a little bit more of a flip here on the money flow to come back for some supports. And we've been seeing a couple of large, let's just call it large wicks at the bottom. If we keep seeing that, I think we're gonna have a good chance to not have a big retracement, but a moderate retracement at best. So once again, looking at something like 69 500, so something like that. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Let's leave that as is and keep moving forward. So other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. So I had a question here. First, shout out to CJ Taylor. That's my brother down in Florida. Shout out to you, Clyde. And then we had a question here. First, we had a request. So you can go ahead and put these on the list, OC. We had a request for RDDT Reddit stock. And we also had a request for Tron and Link. So I'll take a look at Link if you want to grab one of those other ones. And then the question was, if World War III, full-blown War III breaks out, Bitcoin, gold, and USD take off or tank? So you got to remember, let me pull over here and show you what we have on the market, because a lot of people get this twisted with Bitcoin. Do I love Bitcoin? Absolutely. But I think a lot of people misunderstand what Bitcoin actually is to the rest of the world because they're stared at it in the face, right? That's all they know. So let's go over here and talk about this. Guy, this is the market of Bitcoin, about $1.2 trillion. It's not even the size of Meta. It's very small. Gold, $18 trillion, okay? In the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin right now, is it going to be a hedge on is it going to be the digital gold, the hedge against the collapse of, whatever? Eventually, I do believe it will be. However, right now, it is still a risk asset. If World War III kicks off, guys, Bitcoin's not going to protect your money. It's not going to. Is it going to give you opportunities to buy more of it and later on come out way great for you? Absolutely, but it's not gold yet. It is a very, very small asset that less than 3% of the entire globe even know what it is. So as of right now, gold is going to be what takes off if we had a World War III. It is the hedge during uncertainty, right? US dollar, I would say probably take off. But if I had to go with what is going to make money if we have a World War III, I'm going to look at a stock called XAR. XAR is a XAR. Write that down. That is where you want to put your money if there's a war, not financial advice. That's what I'm going to go heavy into, though. What it is, it's an ETF of aerospace and defense contract companies. If we go into World War III, that's where all the money is going to be going. That's what takes off and goes to the moon, and that's where I'll put my money if we have a full-fledged World War III. So, but yeah, Bitcoin, not quite there yet, man. Is it going to be eventually? I believe so. But as of right now, it is still a risk asset, just like anything else in the market. And gold is going to be gold until digital gold is realized by the masses and not just 3% of the global population. So I just wanted to lay that out, guys, for you. But let's go over and let's take a look at the charts. This is what we need Bitcoin to do right now. We need to and spit on that thing. We need that to pump back up off of that support line there and get to the upside. So go ahead and hide you. You can go away now. Thanks, Haley. Let's go check out Link, and then we'll come back around and we'll check out whatever you're pulling up there for us, OC, off of that list. So, but yeah, XAR, guys, that's the stock. That's the play. If we go World War III, check that out. Defense contractor. There it is. Yep, XAR is to fund the war. It's exactly what it is, bro. Let's go into Chainlink and take a look at that. Chainlink continuing to pump that 1220. We broke my range. We've torn right through the red, which is pink on mine. It's watermelon colors. It's okay. Through that, and we've broken through the quantum reactor. We've broken through the dynamic reactor, guys. I do believe that we're heading up to this line here. That line is the upper trade pocket. And if we get a rejection on this, we're going to come back down to this range. But if we get up here and we're able to push through and get a test on support, guys, we're easily looking at $16.60 chain link. I know that makes Buck very happy. He's sitting over here pumping his fist. But right now, I want you guys to be aware that we are way, way overbought. We have had a downtrend. We have had a bearish divergence, hidden one. The ribbon's down. True 7 has clipped. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we're going to watch for on this chart. Excuse me. We're going to do Alex O play here. Alex O down on 3. You ready? Break. We're going to look for this to continue up one more time. What is that going to do? That's going to give us another move on the ribbon here, which will create, guess what? Another divergence. Okay. We need another bearish divergence to print here. If that happens, if the price stays here while this comes back up and we get another bearish divergence, like here, you see what this was, and then this was lower, that created a bearish divergence. If we can get that to do it again and we get another bearish divergence on that bearish divergence after the clipping of the true 7, that's where we'll get our pullback, and that's where we'll look to get into our short. So if we get another bearish divergence that prints here on the oscillator after this true 7 has clipped, that's an Alex O play, then we're going to look for a short on Chainlink. Until that happens, though, guys, Chainlink continuing to be resilient right now. So that's what I'm watching there. Yeah, I need to clear out. I need to not live in El Paso where we had a dust storm yesterday. It's like living in the Middle East sometimes. So there's pink and green clouds. Rower. I don't know. That is called the 3D trend. It's one of my new favorite indicators. When we get nice green here, we look for the retest back on it. Bam. There's another retest there. Bam. We get down here, another retest there. Bam. It's great. Look at this. We turned it pink, retest, downside, retest, downside. It's a beautiful indicator. It's coming out soon from Chart Prime. Just keep an eye on it. 3D trend by Chart Prime. I'm beta testing it right now. I love it. It's a great indicator. OC, let's kick it back over to you and let's see what you got, bro.
Absolutely. You asked me to get SMCI charts are ready to go. Seems like, man, it had a really bad day today. It's just plummeting. It's just plummeting. I mean, I'm not going to be calling it lost because we have not yet pierced through the zero line. But come on, that is.
Can I inject on that one real fast? So, one big thing to know about SMCI. So a while back, we talked about that SMCI, they had some numbers that weren't matchy-matchy. We talked about it here on the show, that they were in trouble there. The reason that we're getting this sell-off today on them is because their auditing company, let's jump over here to news, the company, the 4th largest auditing company in the United States, the price fell 27%. It's down even more than that now. After Ernst & Young announced that they refused to audit the company going forward, EY is unwilling to be associated with the financial statements prepared by management. That's not a good look at all for them. So let's jump back over to your charts now that we've laid that out. When the 4th largest auditing company says, we can't even trust the data that you're handing to us, we're not going to be associated with this, it's a bad thing. And I think that SMCI is in big trouble. Let's jump back over to your chart.
Absolutely. So what I was looking at without knowing that piece of information, it is that we already had another drop of 26. I mean, it is not pretty, but it's not out of the question, right? Has it survived it? Absolutely. It started ranging. So I would say now knowing what happened, they need to come up with something. And that something will be coming clear, at least give a very cute excuse, because SMCI, it is not it's not your average beginner company, right? I mean, this is a giant, and I mean, this is super microcomputers creators or manufacturers of chips, right? Man, I would say that world depends. Piece of the world depends of it. And what I believe that's going to happen is that we're seeing it right now. We have a big pullback, and we're going to have a big volatility, maybe going back above, not reaching these highs, and then start ranging as it did before. Remember, it has done it before, right? Right here, it did it also right there. It did it also right here, and also did it right here. I mean, it's not as serious as this one, but also the last one was not as serious at this previous one like that, right? I mean, a ton of volatility will come. They better get a good excuse. But despite this is alarming, I don't think that this is going to be that devastating for the immediate short term scenario. Let's go to the 4 days, because on the 4 days I can see a trend forming. I don't know if you can also see it, guys, but it's pretty clear what we're having right here, right? We're having a downtrend. If we start looking at our Gaussian tool here, we also have a pretty downtrend area. They need to start doing something to start grabbing these lows and bouncing from them to start making something like looks like maybe double top, a breakout retest, and off we go. But so far, they're just they're just stopping the punches with their face, man. I don't know what to say about them.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about another mover that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, and then OC, we'll come back and you can knock out Reddit or I think it was Tron that was requested. Whatever,
I
whatever,
take Tron.
whatever you want to do. But I want to talk about this. So we talked about Maker earlier, guys. They did a rebranding back to Maker DAO, and if you guys don't know what Maker is, they are a currency used to facilitate the governance in the MakerDAO system. They'd have to do with like real estate and all kinds of other stuff. You can take loans out against them and all that good stuff. So Sky, which is what they were called, is going to rebrand again to return to the previous name MakerDAO. MakerDAO stands at the forefront of decentralized finance realm, centralizing around a stablecoin DAI, which is pegged to the US dollar. Okay. To mint DAI, users deposit cryptocurrencies into the Maker vault, adhering to preset liquidation ratios, so on and so forth. So the Maker token facilitates the governance within the MakerDAO ecosystem. Owners of Maker tokens have the power to vote on pivotal aspects, including adjustments to the stability fees, configuration for the DAO savings rate, and it's a good way. It's a loan token. It's good how it gets used. Let's talk about this though, because MakerDAO has been on a tear. Now, when I come over here, this is called open source intel. It's where we take this little bit of data and this little bit of data that don't seem correlated because you don't know that they're correlated, and then you aggregate them to create a good analysis assessment here, analytical assessment. Look at DAI, guys. This is the one we talked about earlier. DAI up to the top 20 now. People are buying this stable token in massive amounts. Why? To move it into Maker so that they can get voting rights. I think that we're going to see Maker make a big move here in the months ahead, and it might be a play that you want to look at. Not financial advice, but I'm definitely going to be looking into it because I want to see if Maker breaks above these support levels and then can get back. If we go back here, let's look at the daily and just talk about this previous highs here in the 2021 cycle. There it is in 2024 April. It was all the way up here at about $4,000. Currently, right now, it's at 1,200. But let's go back and look in last cycle. I want to go back here. This is May 2021. It topped out back here at about $6,400. So if MakerDAO is making its move and we're starting to see the DAI token get a lot of pickup and market cap, that means money's flowing into it. I would say that Maker is getting ready to have another breakout. And you can see we are starting to get a little green cloud right there in the 3D trend. I would look for, if this prints, look for a retest back into the cloud and then enter on that cloud. I'll be letting you guys know in the Discord. So if you're not in our trade group on Discord, make sure you get over there, upperclassmen. There's a WAP link that we will drop here. I will do it now. And that is how you can get access to that notification that I'll be giving to you guys when this gets back into a return on the green cloud. I'm going to be watching for Maker to make a move. Maker's making moves and be looking at that. But when we see the DAI moving up in the market cap like that, and then that is the token that goes into Maker, I think it's only a matter of time that Maker gets a good breakout here and returned back up. You know, even a $4,000 Maker would be a really nice multi-100% return. So, OC, let's jump over to your chart, see what you got. And if you got any thoughts on Maker, let me know.
Absolutely. So I was looking at TRX or Tron here, guys. Let me tell you that this is my favorite S coin. So I mean, I believe that this is total garbage, but other than that, I love it. I love it. I mean, we've been keeping an eye on it and we've been trading it lately, and it's just been playing out very nicely. Just to be completely honest with you guys and completely transparent, we did not took this trade. We took these two trades all the way to here. We took it in the 15 minutes and also in the 4 hours. Proof of this. Here it is. Trend line take a look at a possible head and shoulders. It went up for that other head and shoulders. We break that back down. Perfect. We waited for the breakout retest, and off we go. And that's where we left it. Right. What happens now? Well, let's go back to the 4 hour. I think that's what's going to be cool. Let me just clear this up, and then we're going to be seeing. Oh, come on. Where are you? Where are you? I need to zoom in. Sorry about that. Here we go. I need to zoom in a little more. All right, perfect. Now we're seeing a little bit of a range being broken, right? Or a pennant being broken. Let me draw it here for you guys very, very quick. I would say that this is the pennant that or the triangle that is being broken and we're heading to the moon. Let me bring up a couple of predictive ranges here. I need to activate them. So come with me to activate them. It is in the Market Dynamics Pro predictive ranges. Here we go. Let's click OK and wait a little bit more for it. So we're getting to resistance. This is going to be pretty important also, as you can see, because we're getting on previous highs, right? Let's expect a little bit of a pullback, especially because we're getting one of those golden boxes. Remember, golden boxes are telling us that we are in overbought state, right? But it's not a confirmation of being overbought, because being overbought, I mean, remember that we can keep getting more overbought and more overbought and more overbought and so on and so forth. But when we get one of those OB texts, that is telling us that we're finally getting out of the overbought threshold, which means, hey, you know what? We just have a lesser of a reading of what previously was. So most likely we already have picked the overbought signals and we're going to start retracing. All right. So looking for maybe that OB signal confirmation, maybe looking for that triangle, a red triangle like this one, to play it out at this area of resistance. If that does not happen and just keep pushing upwards, I'm going to be waiting just for a breakout retest. What's going to be my breakout retest? Right here, breakout retest. Let me just also start adding a couple of other indicators here. Nothing really that matches the movement as the market, as the predictive ranges. I think that will be it. Another thing that I can see is that we are coming back into a possible break back inside of the triangle or rejection of this big triangle. So whatever happens, I would be calling for a little bit of a rejection. Oh, all right. Seems like somebody is disconnecting me. All right. I'll be looking for something like that. All right. So because of that triangle that we had. So bear with me here. There we go. Much better. That will not only be rejection out of the blue lining here, but also from the bottom of the automated triangle detection that we have right here. So shout out to Chart Prime. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Let's take a look here at Reddit, and then I'm going to come back and take a look at Quant for crypto trades, one of our upperclassmen members in our Discord. So take a look at that for him. Looking here at the earnings, guys. Yesterday, we had earnings reports come out. I'm looking at a 4-hour chart here on Reddit. This is a stock. Reddit. It's Reddit, guys. Looking at it here, they crushed their earnings report by 320% on the upside. Surprise earnings there. So I went ahead and threw, because we're in price discovery now on Reddit. They just went public this year. So I have a trend-based fib extension going on here from, pulling lows to highs to lows on the higher time frames. You can see here that we had really good sequencing and playing out here on the golden pocket. We had golden pocket resistance, got into it, got it as support. We had platinum pocket resistance, beautiful retest right there in the 786 before it shot up into price discovery. And now we are sitting here at the phase 1 golden pocket. That is the 1.618 Fibonacci. So, Average Joe, you were going to talk about Doge. You're right, Average Joe. Thank you very much for reminding me. TBI is a mother, I'm telling you. So look at here, guys. What I'm going to be watching here is if we can get a candle close above this and we retest on the 1618, we could be looking at hires. But if not, we could be getting a nice little pullback retracement. I would say probably into this pull right here. There's good volume node right there on that 4 hour. Matter of fact, we put it on the hourly. You'll see there's a nice little level. So watch for that level coming back. It's about $98.18. And unless we prove support here, and on the hourly, we are getting that one candle there of support that is given a retest on that 1.618 phase line. You can see it right there. So if we don't hold this, look for this level right here coming in between $101 and $97. So that would be the support line that I would watch. I do think we're going to see some higher move here, though, because we are getting the green here on the oscillator ribbon. Money flow is pushing up. Volume is green. Things are looking pretty decent here right now for this, for a continuation to the upside. Let me knock out some of these other ones real fast that I had requests for. Let's go to Doge. Let's knock that out, and then we'll come back and look at Quant, and then OC, I'll let you wrap out with the final, your final choice of what you want to do for TA on. Looking here at Doge, guys, we did get the rejection in the golden pocket at the top here perfectly, 17.8 cents. I talked about this morning. This is the level that I was watching for a target yesterday. Yesterday morning's show would have been, it is Wednesday, so Tuesday, we were here, and I said, watch for us to go up to the 17.8 cents. That's where, if we hold the 618, then we got to head to the 0.66. That's what we did. We got our rejection. Now we are sitting back below it. I'm going to watch for an area of about 15.4 cents for support. That is going to be the 50% line. Also will be coming in line with the 3D super trend there, all in that little pocket of about 15 cents. So that would be the area of support that I would watch on there. We did get VWAP overbought, pushing us down. The ribbon's coming down. True 7's coming down. Money flow starting to weaken. But we still have good volume. Remember, volume can be good or bad, though. So, right now, yeah, looking at that about 15 cents there. And then let's go check out Quant real fast for crypto trades. He said, break my heart. He said, break my heart. We're going to break your heart. Don't worry. Let's go see here. Quant. We'll pull it up on Binance. Why not? Let's go look at that. Fresh, clean naked charts here. So just right off the bat with the super trend, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, we had the prophecy indicator said dump here. We had the 3D trend went red there. We broke beneath the quantum reactor there. We retested the quantum reactor there. So look, you got one indicator said sell short, right? There's an indicator that says short. There's your retest on the quantum reactor. You short there, and you could have been shorting it all the way down. Any of these are entries back in all the way down. Quant not looking good right now on the 4 hour. Let's check it out on the daily and see how that's looking. Yeah, look here. Look, shout out to Chart Prime indicators, man. You can't, it's like cheating. It's like a cheat code for charts. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at this here. Let me put this on a, where it can be visible on the dailies. There we go. Let's do that. Okay, so we did get a little green print here, and we got a rejection. So that invalidates. Look at this. This is the dynamic reactor. Rejection, all this downside move. It's not pretty. Quant looks ugly, bro. There's your heartbreak continuation to the downside until we are able to break this trend of the 3D trend. And that's what I'm seeing there on Quant. That was your Doge. That was your Reddit. And I think we got it all done except for OC's final TA. Let's kick it over to OC. What you got for us, bro?
Absolutely. I know there's none here in the class today, but let's take a look at ALC. I was bullish on ALC. I'm still bullish on ALC, and it's touching our first area of supporting here. In fact, one of my alerts went off. Look at that beautiful retracement. At this point, we're looking for into an undecision candle. Is not there yet, closed, but still within the bottom of this range. Remember that if we fail this area, because we are, look at that. And in fact, we were expecting that movement. I'm just going to be kind of like I'm moving it a little bit more. If we fail this area, the next area of re-entry is going to be all the way down here at 89.85. But still, I think this is going to be a good point if we are able to flip up the ribbon to push forward to the dynamic reactor. So ALC looking fantastic. Let me just wrap it up with DJT. DJT was a requested asset right here, and it's not looking, I mean, nice, yeah. it is looking pretty good. And why would I say that? Yes, this is very scammy, right? But why is it looking that good? Because it seems to have a little bit of a healthy movement here. As long as we keep pushing forward, I would say that it is doing fine. Given that we were talking about this ranging area and then a possibility to keep moving forward, well, then it did. At this point, let me just rephrase to see. Yes, to start looking at a couple of other retracement areas that we can absolutely find at this zone. It is to be acknowledged that a retracement was going to be happening, and it is happening. Let me bring on my predictive ranges. By the way, I also see somebody mentioned TRX entering on price discovery. Using predictive ranges, guys. This is created. This is meant for when you don't have to form resistances and you need something to be plotting there, right? They're pretty powerful. So I'm going to be calling this area right down here because we have a golden predictive range, and also it seems like there is a smart money area right down there that I think is we're gonna be bouncing. This bounce is gonna be dangerous because if we make a lower high, you know what does that mean, and we most likely are going to go ahead, not only dynamic reactor but this retail zone. So just be careful. Possible long incoming here, possible short incoming here, or even a double top a little bit higher. So just be aware of that. It's looking for a good setup, regardless, bullish or bearish. I think we'll have it at that point. Nonetheless, just to wrap it up, we are pretty bullish still. As long as we don't lose the zero line and change the prime score, we're still good. We're positioning or preferring longs over shorts. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
All right, we are at the bottom of the hour. We made it. Guys, tomorrow morning, just so you know, tomorrow morning, we're giving away tomorrow day, I should say, $300 here on Piper Academy channel. The pre-market show this morning was the last entry, or maybe it was yesterday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when the last day to enter on that trade was, on that giveaway. But all you had to do was make a Bitcoin price prediction. Let's jump over and I'll show you guys what the 3 giveaways are and how you could have gotten, or how you can still get into them. Let's jump over here. So tomorrow we're giving away $300 here on the Piper Academy channel. Good Morning Crypto is going to be giving away $100 for the closest guess on the price of Bitcoin. That one here, let me see. All Bitcoin price guesses must be submitted on any Good Morning Crypto live stream or replied to this post by October 28th. So that one is done. You cannot enter on that one anymore. We'll see who wins on that tomorrow morning on Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp and with Lunar Beaches Crypto. Okay, so that one's going to be taking place. Why is my ticker not there? Can I get my ticker back in the bottom here? There we go. Thank you. Then here on the morning market report, anybody who has signed up for the upperclassmen, that's how you get all of that knowledge that we drop in the trade setups and the subscription shares and all that great data that we do over there. TA 101 sessions with you guys, all that stuff. All you got to do, go over, just link right here in the chat. I just dropped it there. You can sign up there. Right now, the first 50 people that sign up, and there's still a few left of those, get locked in at $19.99 a month. After that, it goes up. So if you're wanting to get in on that, you can get in on it. And you guys will be entered also to win $100, which would pay for 5 months plus of your WAP entry to upperclassmen. So we're giving away $100 for anybody who has signed up using the WAP link there. And then Crypto Nightcap tomorrow night on Halloween, they are going to be giving away $100 on their show for anybody who signs up using our Blowfin link and deposits $50. There is that. So you can no, that's the wrong one. That's my chart plan. There's the one. Link down below. No KYC, no VPN needed. Set up an account using our link, deposit $50, and you'll be entered in for a chance to win there. So $300, 3 different ways to win $100 tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning again. again, and then tomorrow evening right here on Piper Academy, guys. Shill complete. We appreciate you all joining us. OC, thank you for your great TA and your co-hosting. It was spectacular. It was astonishing as always. Guys, alumni, we love you all. We're about to go raid Randy Hipper's house. If you have not done so, don't forget to smash that like button, share it out with a friend, because sharing is caring. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Don't forget, tune in tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Crypto Nightcap, and then tomorrow morning pre-market before all that economic data comes out, and then I'll be back at 9:30 with OC Guy breaking down that economic data, telling you what that PCE means for the markets and what you can expect, all that and more right here at the Academy, where knowledge is profit, guys. We will check you all out later. Let's go drop some graduation caps in Randy Hipper's house, and you guys have a good one. Trade safe, and as always, guys, use the stop loss. Later.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low.
I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have, step fall back to offline.
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low.
Sound off. To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.